Marion Leyer was for many years a key person in the production field at both TVW Channel 7 and Channel 10 in Perth. Rising from the role of a secretary, Marion's career spanned 25 years at 7, which culminated in her appointment as TVW production manager in October 1979. We met up with Marion and reminisced about her involvement in a vast range of important productions, whilst viewing her prized photo album of memorabilia.
Look, there's Taffy and Simon O'Doherty and Trina. Wonderful children's program. Harry Butler, he did nature study for years. He was so good. And there's Trina down there again with Taffy and Simon O'Doherty. We used to do children's programs, had different sets every day. And that was the castle. That was great fun.
That one's Jan Bedford.
Jan Bedford and Gary Carval's. Now I'm trying to remember what that children's program was called, but I can't. Underground? No, would it be the Underground? Oh, it's a space thing, wasn't it? It was a space thing.
It'd be part of Children's Channel.
It's Children's Channel 7, but it had a space theme to it.
And the significance of Jan at that time was Carolyn Greiling.
I'm trying to, yes, for the life of me, it must have been in between times. We had, when Trina had gone to become an air hostess at some stage, then there was, when Sandy had gone off somewhere else, and Carolyn was probably having a baby, and there were a couple of other ones. There was Marie Van Maren also did children's programs for a little while too. So there must have been gaps in between. Yes, Jan Bedford wasn't with us for very long. I'm not quite sure what happened to her.
She was an Olympian or...
Yes, she had something to do with gymnast. She was a gymnast, yes.
Spellbound. Now,
Spellbound, yeah.
Max was saying that you could fill in a lot of background with respect to Spellbound.
Well, I know Keith Mackenzie directed it, and no, I don't. I was never really involved with it. Very, very much aware of it, and it was very popular. At the time, it was a huge craze, and it was wild because it hadn't been done before. But that's really, I wasn't involved in the program. No, that's wrong, Max. I'm sorry, Max. That's incorrect. And look, there's Jerry Swift, and in the control room, of all those shots. There's Trina, and now Andrew Carroll. Now that was Early Birds. Now he was just with us a very short time. We had a huge number of people who did programs in those days. Well, there's Rolf Harris. It's academic.
Now,
that's popular.
Top right.
Yes.
Someone was saying...
That's Humphrey Bear show. That's the magic. That actually, I don't know how. Oh, that's Carolyn in there.
That's right.
It's Carolyn and Humphrey Bear. Now, yeah, that's I'm not sure what that is either. Ice cream parlour, magic shop. He must have been a guest at a children's program.
Yeah.
Otherwise he would not have been there. We didn't do much with Humphrey Bear.
And it's academic down there. Mm-hmm. Now, was Jeff the first compere?
Yes. As far as I can remember, he was. He did it for a number of years. It's extremely popular, and we stopped it, and then it was brought back again, and it seemed to have a resurgence quite a number of times. And of course, now it's back on 7 Network with Simon Reeve. So that's been the format is a very good format, because it involves, the schools and things, and so that will probably never die, I don't think. This is Tiny Tot's Quest, which we used to do for a number of years, where they picked the little kids or something, which I used to direct, my goodness me. That's Lynn Hooley and Percy Penguin. There's Carolyn, and I don't recall that compare. I'm sorry about that. Another one of those, another Children's Channel 7 Pirates theme, obviously, Lynn Hooley again. This is some Stars of the Future, which of course we know went from 71 to 75. And these were the grand final pictures we used to do. And that program won so well. We were very proud of that, because a number of the people like Patrick McMahon, Karen Beckett, Jackie Immelman became Jackie Love. And at Purvis, they went to Sydney and they did quite well. And Patrick McMahon actually, I think, is still doing very well in America, in Nashville. He comes back every now and again. And also the Tognolini brothers. It was Wayne and another one, but he still plays the piano and does all sorts of things. So these programs fostered a lot of talent. And it was a great show to do and very popular. Very proud of that. And that's again Stars of the Future. That's Karen Beckett and various things. Yorkie. That's a picture of Brian and I used to produce Stars of the Future. And of course Jeff and Sandy, we won the Logie, several Logies for that. Don't know what that one is. Just for Laughs, that was a popular thing. I wasn't physically involved.
What was the Just for Laughs about?
Yeah, look, it's a comedy thing, and I wasn't involved in that. Max K told anybody, but does anybody remember this? It didn't last for long either, which is it's a shame about that. And that was Peter Dean and John Fryer. And again, one of these programs that is just there for a moment.
You've got Chad over there. Chad Haywood.
Chad.
The girls with the towels around them. Just here.
Oh, there. Yes. Now, I don't recall what that is at all. Now, that might have been it must have been a Tonight Show. That is a really, in an unusual picture, which I don't recall, I'm sorry. I mean, somebody else, if you've got it on, somebody may recall what that is, but for goodness me, I have no idea. Yeah. It's Ann Sanders, Gary, of course, and all about that. That's Letterbox, which was fun to do. Loved working on that. This is a mystery to me too. I'm not sure what that is either. There's just too many mysteries in my life. That's Claire and the Romper Room, which we recorded. That's Ian Teasdale and Sandy and Percy and Fat Cat, of course, another children's program, Children's Channel 7. I think it's all children. That's Early Birds, lots of mail. It was very popular during the school holidays. We received thousands and thousands of letters. Getting up at 5 a.m. to the program and get here by 5:30 to the program to get here at 7 o'clock was a bit hard, but it was a fun program to do.
Looks like you've got Ann Sanders there.
And there's Ann Sanders with Fat Cat. Yes, I think that would have been just a promotional picture because I don't remember. She was never on the program. I think that's a promotional shot, for just publicity. As far as I'm aware, that wasn't part of. Fat Cat still is popular today, I think. Judy Thompson and Hey Jude, which we did on a Saturday. And of course, a Money Wall that went on for Telethon a number of years. That's Marie Van Maren, as far as I think. Is that Marie Van Maren? Ann Sanders, Yorkie.
Didn't she have dark hair?
Well, that's where I'm got confused. She looks like Marie Van Maren. She gone blonde there? Well, who else is that person? No, I'm not sure. Because there's no other picture of her, but she was around. There you go. Keith Geary did for a while the children's programs, and that was one of those robotic things that, this was a picture we shouldn't really be looking at. Fat Cat and his mother with her heads off.
Who are the two? You've got Reggie on the left.
Reggie, and that's Peter Dean.
Oh, Peter Dean.
Peter Dean. He was a good guy. He was a fun guy to work with. That's all. And that Keith Geary. Wow. Now, I don't recall her name. Keith Geary would remember who she is. She's another one of those. We had a lot of people that went. I'm not being too helpful here. Now, this is just a celebration of 21st birthday, and this is some of the Birdman rally with Richard Ashton worked on. Did a fantastic job. Disney on Parade, of course, that was another thing that happened during that time. Miss Universe, which I think probably who worked at Channel 7 at that time was a highlight in my career. Going to Mexico in '78, first for 6 weeks, and helping out there and watching it, and then being instrumental in staging of it. I had 42 chaperones and 78 delegates, I think it was. And I was in the hotel constantly. And then, of course, unfortunately, when the stage broke, it was one of the delegates was injured and I had to stay longer. It nearly caused my marriage to break up, being gone from home for 6 weeks, but never mind. John was not too pleased. Now, Fred McMurray. Now, this is probably either Bob Hope or Miss Universe. I think this is all Miss Universe. This is confusing. I looked at this before and I got confused about that. I don't recall Fred McMurray on anything. That's where, obviously, Miss West Coast too. There's various pictures of West Coast and things, and they were very good and very popular until the time came when it wasn't the appropriate thing to do anymore. Yorkie in his heyday, when he was very popular, and we did the Yorkie show, and then shots of the Christmas pageant, which of course is always very popular. And Richard Ashton and I think with Richard and Ashton from 76 onwards, we helped to stage that till I retired. That was Celebrity Challenge, which I sort of instigated. My God, using personalities and doing stunts and things. That might have been Taffy's. Yeah, Teddy Bear's Picnic, another one of my ideas that I did, which was great fun. Everybody had to bring a teddy bear, and it was all for telethon. It was great. Loved that. It was a lovely, fun thing to do.
And the top photo there looks like it's...
Yes. I looked at that and I couldn't work out what the heck that was. Yeah.
I think Richard would know.
Would he know that one? See, I'm confused. I don't know what the hell we're staging there. That is just such a strange picture. I can't.
Those family open days.
Yeah. Stephanie Quinlan, of course, and that was Miss Universe, Miss Universe.
That was Venezuela.
Miss Venezuela, who won the, yes. And there we are, there's good old, now I'm not sure what that picture represents here, but they're all in costume. It might have been one of the pantomimes that they did. Fat Cat, we used to do those once a year, pantomime at Entertainment Centre. This is another confusing picture. I looked at this before and I just can't work out. The occasion. It's very hard to even work out. Everybody's wearing strange things.
Well, it's got a Christmas theme.
It's but they're not really. It looked like either a staff Christmas party maybe, because I don't remember any. I don't see any. I think I'm not quite sure what went on there. It's quite strange, that one.
It looks like Stephanie next to Father Christmas. Row just there. Is that Stephanie?
Oh, no, that's Carolyn, I think.
The other side of Father Christmas.
Oh, that's Stephanie, yes, that would be Stephanie, and that was like Carolyn. But it's very, don't know. Very unusual. Very unusual. Here we go. Oh, that was Debbie Reynolds. They did a special on Debbie Reynolds' show.
And that was in the studio?
That was in the studio. Now, I can't remember who actually, yes. Now, I think that was a half-hour show they did with Debbie, from memory.
Just a once only?
Oh, it was a once only. She visited or something. I think that's what that was. Jenny Seaton, of course. And this is a very well-known picture of the very first, they all got undressed at 1968, the very first telethon.
Yeah. Everybody
knows that picture and has seen the vision so many times. And again, telethons, of course, doesn't tell you the years there. This is a bad thing they used to do, not put years up. Lots of telethon pictures, which we all loved working on. It was all a great thing to do. Now these were stunts, I think, that was conducted on telethon. Now this, I'm not sure what that picture is either, but that obviously was Normie Rowe with a telethon child. And in fact, at presents, we used to give the telethon child a present at the end of the show. That was what that was. Oh, and that was, not sure what all that was. That's a picture you don't really want to look at because we were all smoking in those days. And the rest is just farewells of Marion's on the farewell party. I think he still was Channel 7, isn't he, John Wright? I think he's still there. And that's just a picture of just about everybody that was, there's Richard, Barry Daniel, have you? Barry Daniel.
Got a colour one of that
Have
one.
you? All right.
That one. We're trying to figure out the names of everyone. And there's a lady behind.
Oh, I remember you. Yes, I didn't know what her name was either. It was her, wasn't it, on the other picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't. There she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't remember the other chicken. Yeah, I don't know who they actually was either.
Yeah. Well, this one here, I think, can recognise everyone.
Everybody. Yeah, that's yeah. And that was a great time actually because Joanne, of course, lured me to go out for lunch, and we happened to go to lunch somewhere in can't remember the place, near the entertainment centre, and Brian Treasure happened to be there, and because he wasn't aware of all this happening because he'd left, he'd already left, yeah. And anyway, Joanne said to him, "Oh, why don't you come over to Ponsonby's?" Right, But anyway, he turned up, so that was a great thrill for me because I really loved him.
Who's on the right there?
There's Brian, Barry Daniel, Richard,
extreme right.
Bernie Roddy,
Oh.
Keith Spice, Alan Richards, Brian Treasure, and Wally, of course. That was what's her name? Mott, Carolyn. She's now Carolyn Mott.
Fletcher or something?
Yeah, it was Fletcher, but she's now married to the guy who runs 10 programming, David Mott, wife. Yeah. And he's a great director. Dorothy and, oh God, New Zealand guy, he was very good. There's no moment. Come back to me in a minute. Because Reggie, of course. Glenn Gillen. Lighting guy, no, he's a set designer. Martin Trevor.
Oh, right.
Martin Trevor.
We met up with him the other day.
Did you?
Yeah. And he's got an enormous quantity of stuff.
Is he? Oh, is he? Oh, that's handy.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Everything from concept drawings, models of sets.
Wow.
To the sets constructed and then finally populated with the talent.
Oh, great.
So he's going to scan all this stuff.
Oh, great. Great.
Great. Good stuff.
Yeah. That's a bit, apart from that, that's all my little, yeah, it's all farewell things, which is very nice. Oh, look at there. Oh, no. Once I left 7, I also did some open days at Murdoch's, and that was one of those, don't worry about that.